taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut season off top, you stop breathing.
Likely change that, no, but the winner might change the pound for pound list all over again.
Yeah, we might just we probably just hold off on this, hold off until after this fight.
Yeah, because it's a big fight. Of course, we're talking about Artur Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr. This time, 3 belts on the line in the light heavyweight division, and I won't be surprised if because Beterbiev is one of the rare lineal champion who does not have a ring belt for whatever reason, because apparently him beating Bostic, who was probably the other. Because unfortunately, Bivol's in the division right now, and even then, I doubt that Ring Max will probably put that belt on, because now that Bivol handled Canelo so easily, they probably
the old boxing media gotta find some finesse to put that all together.
Yeah, they probably because the ring belts, I think they do 1 and 2. If you want to fight for it or whatever.
Because low key, I think if they ever make a rematch with Canelo and Bivol, they're gonna want it if Bivol has all the belts.
Right. Yeah. So but it's rare why Ring Max. Clearly because even though Joe Smith clearly has the victory, but then of course Joe Smith did lose to Bivol. We all know this. I was there for it.
Yeah.
I seen the fight. I seen it up close.
See when he almost knocked him out too, huh?
Yeah, I did too. I saw him when Bivol turned zombie like one shot. I saw it.
Why would everybody be acting like that shit didn't happen? Because I swear I see so many motherfuckers on Twitter who's acting like Joe Smith ain't almost knock him out in the 10th round. Everybody's like, but it was still a shutout. Look, if you almost get knocked out, it's not a fucking shutout. It's not a perfect performance. Perfect is perfect. Like, god damn.
Yeah, and I live tweeted that on the Ring Gang account when I was there. Like, I was ringside. I saw everything.
Oh shit.
Like, I talked to the great Sweet P about that shit.
Dude stumbled into the ropes when the bell was up.
Yeah, like
you can't tell me that was a perfect performance if you happen if that happens to you. Like, fuck out of here.
Right, no, but at least this fight, it's a huge fight because, like I said, Butterbeef is already he's the lineal champion in the division. He has 2 belts. Joe Smith has the WBO belt, and now it's like and obviously they're both punchers. Beterbiev is coming off probably the bloodiest fight of his absolute career. Because Marcus Brown decided to be dirty once again. Again,
yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. I was just making sure you was gonna say again.
Marcus Brown, because like I said, fool me. Once, okay. That's what. Twice. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, 3 times. Yeah, you were trying on some bullshit because he was trying to steal the title. Like he boxed good, and then he did his head shit, and then because if they stopped it at 5 or 6, it would have went to the cards, and Marcus Brown would have won those belts and would have been the new lineal champion in that division.
Trying to be slick with it.
Yeah, but thankfully the judges, the doctors, the commission let him continue, and Brown received one of the most horrible beatings I've seen. Like, this shit was sickening, the beating that he got from Beterbiev after
and all the blood that was around.
And all of it was deserved, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, all of it deserved. Yeah. Brown. I'm sure had broken ribs, his kidneys. He was pissing blood. We ever heard a peep from him. Like, that's how bad he got beaten that night.
And we shouldn't hear anything from
him. Right.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, Joe Smith. He had a maiden title defense because it was against a replacement opponent, and he won it pretty easy. But he didn't win the title pretty easy, with Maxim Vlasov.
And please, can people stop calling that a fucking robbery? God damn.
Yeah.
That was a damn could go either way type of fight. Like.
Yeah, shout out to Vlasov because that was his only to the date. That's his only title shot. And dude gave Joe Smith all time. That was probably the most uncomfortable I've ever seen Joe Smith. Even in Joe Smith's other losses, I'd never seen him so uncomfortable in this fight. Like Vlasov,
he was getting boxed, but he made it. At least he fought harder than goddamn Berlanga and Munguia.
Yeah,
because he was rocking Vlasov and yeah, especially the last round. Like he made it close. I didn't see no boxing lesson, but there was some boxing lessons in the fight.
Yeah, there was.
But there was some damn let me hurt your ass with this construction right hand too.
Yeah.
That's right. Where every punch Joe Smith was landing was knocking dude 3 feet back and shit. Like that counts for ring generalship. If I can't maneuver you around the ring, but my punches can, Well, nigga, I'm moving you around the ring, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like y'all, people gotta look at the whole thing. Like it ain't just about hit and not get hit. Because even if a motherfucker's getting hit and he's hitting back, you know, the hits gotta count for something. So
right.
Yeah, it wasn't no fucking robbery or anything. That fight could have gone either way. Like it is what it is, but I think Smith needed that fight to get him prepared for a Beterbiev who could box and be rough as fuck too.
Right. I mean, as I mentioned before, the only real flaw the only two flaws that Beterbiev really has is number one, he can be caught cold early. He's been. I mean, I think he's the one that's actually been dropped. I don't even remember Joe Smith actually. Joe Smith has been stopped, but I don't think he's been down. Which is amazing because he's fought enough people that could have actually dropped him.
Yeah, true.
Whereas Beterbiev, like I said, he's been dropped before, but if you drop Beterbiev, you let him off the hook, you're not going to hurt him again. You won't, because he just turns up. He turns into the demon beast and just beats all. He just beats all pounds of flesh out of you. Like that's what he does. And then the fact that he's a slow starter. And I think the slow side is probably either more because of age. Because I mean, Beterbiev is 36, 37. So yeah, Beterbiev
37.
Yeah, Beterbiev is at the tail end of his actual prime. So it's like, and this is what we always talk about. If Canelo, fought him now, Canelo. Of course, now I think Beterbiev will still body Canelo at this weight. It doesn't matter the age, really.
So I'm not sure Canelo beats Zerto right now.
Facts.
All someone has to do is just be bigger, stronger, and throw more punches. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
he couldn't beat certain middleweights like that.
Facts. But Beterbiev, and then whereas Joe Smith, I think, is probably in his actual prime right now. I mean, he has everything. So
at least skill wise, he is.
Yeah, so now I think the odds now, I think Joe Smith is a plus 600 underdog, which is kind of disrespectful, to be honest. Like, I mean, I think Joe Smith has done enough work in the light heavyweight division that he shouldn't be no plus 600. But it also speaks volumes to Beterbiev. Beterbiev is the only world champion with 100% KO ratio. Like, I mean, so
never mind. That is true. No. I had to be like one of these Twitter niggas out here, to argue. But you mean to tell me Wilder doesn't have that? No, Golovkin has that. Tank. Who else?
Yeah. And the funny thing is too, is like I think Beterbiev for the most part has gotten the respect of a lot of the niggas that be on that wave because because the funny thing is too, because I know before the Brown fight, niggas was really talking about Brown trying to do something to Beterbiev, like that. And I mean, I already knew what time was that.
I think Beterbiev just not promoted enough for anybody to care like that. He's not even known as much as Inoue. If he was known as much as Inoue, he would get the same backlash. And he's quiet. No one's promoting him like that, so people just leave him alone. He doesn't fight as often. Yeah,
and I think that the true tragedy of his career. I mean, although he did have his day in the sun with the Bosniak fight happen, and it was a great win. I was there. I was glad to be there for that. But I think it's because dude has had a lot of starts and stops in his career, and for only 17 fights, and it's like, but he's beaten like 4 world champions in that. So it's not like it's not like it's wasted most of the time. He's beaten enough, but it's just like his career could have been more if it wasn't for all these things. Like even like before COVID, like 2019, he was frequently fighting, and then COVID kind of killed his momentum. And then he had to get back to the swing of things. So this fight is pretty much his highest profile fight yet in his career. Like I mean,
right.
a win over this, a win over, and the funny thing too is because dude has been more dominant than other people that have been that are on your pound for pound list. But he doesn't get a lot of pound for pound list because of it, but because of his inactivity and shit. It's unfortunate that's the case. I mean, dude is scarily dominant. Like, it's not like
he is, but he does look vulnerable too sometimes, like Earth, and he has his setbacks. But yeah, the end results are dominant as fuck. Like you cannot speak against the end results. When motherfuckers is KO'd and knocked the fuck out, there's nothing I don't care if it happens the last second of the fight. It happened.
Right.
So that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's just now I think this is. I mean, obviously, a win for him, and he's back, and he should be. And if it's dominant, and if he bodies, Joe Smith, he should be back in the pound for pound list. But among like you, LB, or UP, like, what do you think of actually Joe Smith's chances of actually doing this? Like, does Joe Smith personally, Joe Smith's power will always keep him in the fight because Joe Smith can drop Beterbiev. He can absolutely do it.
I actually think Joe Smith would beat him.
Oh,
I felt that way for a while. Actually, I think I'm gonna pick Joe Smith.
Oh, well, explain your reasoning, son.
Just the whole improvement. I think he's fought better competition overall. He's used to being the underdog. He starts out fast now.
Right.
Technically, he's improved. The punches are sharper. He's gotten a little quicker. He does move his head a little more. And I think he fights more confidently now that he's a champion, now that he's up there in the sport. And he hasn't even been promoted or even elevated like that. No one's doing those stories or documentaries on him. No one, he's just kind of flying under the radar as a humble dude. And I think he's like the Angulo fight for Berlanga in a way where he's tailor-made for Beterbiev, but then he's not. Because even though he's a guy who could stand right in front of you, he's not the defensive specialist or anything. But he's way more aggressive than Angulo. He's quicker, better boxing skills, and he has knockout power.
Yes.
Beterbiev, can be caught cold. He takes a little while to get the engine warming up, especially if you box him a little bit. Mm-hmm. Which you've seen in his last two fights. I think if Smith just goes out there and aggressively box and just looks to put punches together, not necessarily get a KO, but just to put the pressure on dude, back him up, and just keep him at the end of punches and just keep at it. I think he could do it. I think he could drop Beterbiev, and if he drops him, I think he's one of the few people that's going to stay on him and just don't let up. So, I mean, it's a long shot, but it's something that very well could happen, though. Like, I could literally see this happen. Like,
yes, I can too. I definitely can as well. Like, I mean, it's like I said. I mean, it's not out of the realm of Joe Smith actually knocking out Beterbiev. P, what about you?
I mean, I could see it happening. He's definitely the big puncher. You always got to give him the proverbial, the cliche puncher's chance. But I think it can happen, but I don't think it will happen. I give him about a 40% chance, which is more than fair.
I could agree with those odds too.
It's more than fair. I just feel like I mean, the one thing he has going for him is he is a much faster starter than Beterbiev. If he's gonna beat him, it's gonna be early. Once it goes 5, I don't see it now. I think his chances just drop after 5 rounds. Because now, once Beterbiev starts getting going, he's got the power. He's also the better boxer, sharper. I think he's just gonna start picking him up.
Don't stop trying though.
No, but that's the thing. He's gonna keep trying, and that's gonna open more things up for Beterbiev. So
Beterbiev is the better boxer, but he doesn't get better defensively as the fight goes on. He's still hittable. Joe Smith still tries. I think maybe the fight ain't over until after the 8th.
He's hittable. I mean, Beterbiev is hittable, but I mean, I think he's a little more responsible than you give him credit for. I'm not saying he can't be hit, but I think he does a better job as the fight goes on of keeping himself out of those big shots and not getting hit with things flush, like heavy on the button punches. Because Gavajnik can punch, and he was able to limit him from landing really, really heavy shots.
Gavajnik ain't got the heart like that though either.
No, I agree. But I think
you see your point.
Joe Smith's heart is gonna put him more in the line of fire, and I just I look at it like
line of winning.
Yes,
because we need that too. I don't need.
No, I know. I get it. I'm just saying it's the double-edged sword. You're looking at it one way, I'm looking at it the other way, and I just think that Beterbiev is going to win. I think he's going to get a late stoppage. 11th round.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you. Like the longer the fight goes, because like I said, Beterbiev is one of the guys that it does take him a while to rev up because he's getting older. But once he does, he's a motherfucker to deal with. Like I mean, like the dude will stay on you like white on rice type of shit. Like he's not gonna stop. And Joe does lose speed, lose little steam after this in the second half of fights, especially if someone has actually managed to like baffle him on the boxing tip. You know, I mean,
see, I don't think Beterbiev is gonna really baffle him with the boxing skills. I don't know, like me personally, I never was too impressed by Beterbiev's boxing. Like, it's like he's not.
It's basic boxing. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, like, but the way people speak on his boxing is like he turns into fucking damn Klitschko or some shit.
No, I'm not saying he's a master boxer, but
not
it's
you. I'm just saying in general. Like,
it's basic, it's compact, and it's heavy-handed. So sometimes that's all you need.
Motherfuckers make it seem like he turns into goddamn Mikey Garcia or some shit. Like,
yeah.
I see a dude that's just slightly less crude than fucking Marco Huck. That's what I see when I see dude box.
Yeah.
Like, it's more purposeful. It's not as rough.
Yeah,
and it gets the job done.
Yeah, it's no wasted shots. Yeah, I mean it's brutally efficient, and then the fact that he has steel in both of his hands, and the fact that like these guys can't really take his power like that. They try to, but they end up getting fucked up if they do.
But then it's like I feel like people have the wrong game plan with him as well. Like, like honestly, the way Kelly was boxing up Munguia is how you should approach a guy like Beterbiev.
Right.
You gotta put the jab out there. Like a lot of these guys, they want to box too much, but then I don't know, man. This is this new generation. Like back in the day, a motherfucker could outbox you and he'll be throwing 50 to 60 punches around.
Right.
Nowadays, motherfuckers try to outbox you and they'll be like 35 punches, 27 punches around. Like, nigga.
Like honestly, like I mean, I'll put an example. Like to be someone like Beterbiev, like it has to be like, let's say a Rob Brandt versus Murata first fight type of deal. Like you gotta take it to the puncher. The activity has to overwhelm the puncher. So
especially if you can punch, but if you're not a big puncher, you still gotta at least be on some Herrera shit where you're putting the jabs and some punches together where you're still outworking them, like, or at least limiting them. Like these dudes, they not doing that, and if they do, they stay in front of them because that's what Marcus Brown was doing. It's like, dude, use the fucking ring.
Right, and Vosnik, and I was there for Vosnik. He tried to take those shots, but he got ate up by the pressure. He got ate up by the pressure and his power, and then he
use the ring.
Yeah, and he ended up getting a horrible concussion because of it. So it's
retiring.
Yeah,
after retiring somebody to earn that fight. Like, fucking karma, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, but I mean, in terms of my own prediction, I mean, I do think, I'm leaning towards Beterbiev right now because, like I said, I mean, as you mentioned before, I mean, Beterbiev is a less cruder version of Marco Huck, but I think Joe Smith is even a little bit more cruder than Beterbiev. And I just think of that Bivol fight. That Bivol fight, it just bothered me how uncreative his offense was because he could have cut off the ring on Bivol. Like he couldn't do anything really.
But I think he looks better now. Like Joe Smith doesn't look like I don't know. Like I guess we look at crude as different. Like Joe Smith doesn't look crude to me. He looks more basic to me. A crude guy to me is like Marco.
Super basic.
Cause basic, crude and basic is two different things to me. When I say crude, I'm looking at caveman, rough, bottom line, Marco Huck level, Carl Froch type of looking type of fucking button. Like Smith looks like a guy who he just, you drop them off from the power plant to the boxing gym and you teach him all the basics and he fights you in that basic traditional style, but he hits hard and he just comes forward almost like he's like the American or the US version of Kessler, but like great value-ish a little.
Right.
And we just had to say, and I'm not even trying to shit on dude because I'm picking him to win, but he doesn't have the muscle twitch, the 1-2 like Kessler has. Although he's stronger,
right?
Hits is hard, maybe harder.
Actually, that's a good I don't know why in my mind I was thinking kind of like George Groves, but I think Kessler might be a better comparison.
It is because George Groves don't have the 1-2 like Kessler and Smith. And then remember, look, Groves has that fucking crouched over, energy eating stance of his, where you can't. That's not a comfortable way to fight. So he gasses out a lot in his fights unless he relaxes. You can't relax in that stance. Whereas Joe Smith, he keeps his hands up. He's relaxed, and when he's intense, he comes at you. So I think I got it right because there's so much mid earlier in the podcast. It was hard to, get the right boxers matched up. Like that shit really did it to me.
Oh shit, yo, you stupid as hell, yo. Yo.
Niggas is like, yeah, but when you compare Monster to Brandon Rios and Roy Jones, they all have high level jabs. And like, nigga, what you doing? Like, what are we learning from this statement? Hold on. Talking shit about boxing Twitter too much sounded like them niggas.
Right.
The plebiscite prisoners.
No, but I do think I am gonna go with Beterbiev, but I think Beterbiev will probably get him out of there in probably I think I'm gonna give it round 8. He's gonna stop him in round 8. Like honestly, this should if it goes to distance, either the fight was a fail or these two just
that fight goes to distance. That fight fucking succeeded, nigga.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't look at that as a failure.
Well, no, I look at it as a fail because it's like it would be a fail for gambling wise if you. If you try to pick something in the difference, that might. I might
have to try to come out of the retirement and put some on this motherfucker.
Yeah,
hopefully the USA could come through. Like I ain't fucking picking no fucking Russian against no American. Yeah. How hard he hit? Fuck that.
I gotta go. Look.
Everybody jokes on Twitter that this is like this fight at MSG is going to be like a Klan rally.
Honestly, I've been to a Beterbiev fight, and truthfully, I was there with 2 Russians or whatever, and they were in their hard body, but who knows? Yeah, I could see that happening. It's
a Klan rally on Juneteenth weekend.
The Triller MAGA event. But remember we had mentioned it before. It's like, why the 2 white guys got the best fight on Juneteenth weekend?
Facts.
We said that before.
Well, they were making the joke on Twitter that like, who's the black guy in this scenario?
The hardworking plumber or construction worker.
I don't know. Beterbiev is catching, and in Russia, like his ethnic background are basically treated like black people.
Yeah.
Damn. But he's in a country. But Joe Smith is in a country that actually treats black people bad.
Yeah, levels.
How do I like? I don't know. I guess just Joe Smith is just too fucking just laid back, regular. Like he don't talk shit. He don't get into nothing. He just is like
he works his union job.
Yeah, works his union job. Gets home, puts down his damn toolbox, gets him a fucking Budweiser, and that's a day or some shit. Like,
yeah, like dude doesn't try to be anything but himself. He lets his fighting do the talking, and sometimes that is just okay.
That's cool, but I guess I look at it like, god damn, like he's leaving money on the table if he was a little more spoken and more, but maybe that's enough for him. So
or maybe he'd open his mouth and then we'd wonder why he opened his mouth in the first place. It's always the double-edged sword. You don't know until they open their mouth.
Yeah, because there are some boxers that open their fucking mouths, after being quiet, and then they say something like, "Oh, yep, there we go. That came out." Okay.
Oh, this guy. Oh, I liked it when he just rapped.
Yeah.
I like it when he just shot the basketball.
And Joe Smith is a white guy from Long Island. So sometimes you got to be careful because no type I don't think he's one of those types, but you never know.
Right. And then Beterbiev himself is from a strict has a strict Muslim household. Like dude has no drama. Like he goes home, these fights, he goes home. You know, he has a wife and kids and.
So this is a fight Eddie Hearn needed to promote.
Basically.
Yeah.
He needs see, and that's why I said that's why no promotion entity is perfect, because you need a Hearn to speak up for these motherfuckers for fights like this. Fights that are great, but they just lacking that extra little push, that little because I feel like this has been one of the best fights that was signed for months, but it's just always been an afterthought on some well, Canelo could fight the winner, or I wonder if they'll fight Bivol, or maybe Zerto will get a piece. It's always just a fight about other shit instead of just looking, hey, it's a good ass damn fight.
Right.
This fight is too good for niggas to be looking at the future.
Right, exactly. So LB, so for your prediction for Smith, are you thinking decision or KO, and what round?
5th round KO.
Oh, that's pretty aggressive. P, what about you with Beterbiev?
I said 11th.
Oh, okay. Okay, so late round knockout, mid-ish knockout for me, and then a fairly early knockout for Joe Smith. For LB, and truthfully, and like I said, I'm still excited about this fight. And this is part of the rare top ranked card that also has a passable co-main at that too.
What? I mean, I need Joe Smith to win so inflation could go down. That's what I don't know what y'all rooting for. I need these gas to go down. I need certain shit to go back to being $1.
Yeah, certain meats that need. I mean, fucking, I was trying to buy lobster chucks. I was planning on making some lobster. That shit is $55 a pound or some shit like that.
Oh, sweet Jesus,
nigga! I was like, what the flying fuck?
I mean, Beterbiev ain't a Russian. Beterbiev ain't a Russian. He Canadian. So him.
Yeah, he lives in Montreal. But at least this fight though. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean. And I'm but at least the co-main, no, because the co-main is a risky co-main. This is one of the rare co-mains where someone's a real risk is on the line, for one fight.
Yeah, who is it, nigga? You done teased us enough.
I'm talking about Robesi Ramirez, and he's stepping in the ring with Abraham Supernova, which is an insane fight.
Yo, when is this fucking fight, nigga? Real talk.
That's the co-main of the card.
No, so what time this fucking shit start? The main.
I don't remember if it's 9.
I forgot. You just reminded me. Rosie Romero's fighting. Ramirez is fighting. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a serious fight because you don't see. We did get an example with Vargas and Zepeda, but you don't. But this is an insane step up in competition. For Robesi Ramirez, someone who lost his first fight in a humiliating fashion, to fighting someone who's undefeated, that's a huge step up fight for him.
Yeah. I don't be looking too forward to some of these fights with certain boxers from certain countries, but this one I am.
Right, because this is the one Ramirez. If Robesi Ramirez is we all know he's a 2-time gold medalist, but if he's supposed to be as thorough as he's been made out to be. Yeah, then he would have to beat Abraham Nova.
But he has been improving since the loss, and he did avenge the loss. So gotta say that too. So
he did.
He hasn't. It looked like he came into his own. He's not. It's his actions and his boxing is more purposeful now.
Right.
Wasn't that amateur pity pat bullshit, float around the ring shit.
Yeah, he so far he's escaping the Bartholomew curse. Of these fighters. I don't think he's coloring his hair anymore. He's not bullshitting anymore. He's not getting insane amounts of weight. But yeah, now Abraham Nova though, it's 21-0 with 15 knockouts. He's coming off a knockout at that from earlier this year. So yeah, this is because I'm excited to see because Nova has been in the background for a minute. I think dude has been trying to do his thing at featherweight. It's because Top Rank is looking to move somebody from their roster into the featherweight title picture. And I know Ramirez is there more higher on him than they are Nova, for sure. So this fight is crazy because Ramirez can be destroyed if he's not careful in this fight with Nova. He can be, But on the other hand, if he outboxes Nova, then like okay, then yeah, I'm pretty sure Bob will move him towards a fight. But hopefully not towards something with like fucking Navarrete or anything like that, something crazy, But move him into
Navarrete's moving up, so
yeah, something like that, So I mean, Pete. So what do you actually think about this fight?
this is actually going to be a really, really good fight. It's put up or shut up, I guess, for both, because we need one of them to ascend, or Top Rank needs one of them to ascend for the greater good of their company, to the greater good of the featherweight division. I think it's a hell of a fight. I think Ramirez is going to win. It's going to be a really good one though. But I got to go Ramirez.
You think he can KO Nova, or you think it's just going to be a decision?
I think it's going to be a decision. I think it's going to be a tough decision, but because Nova's really good to me. So
Yeah.
I think he's going to push Robesi, but I think Robesi has a little bit more in the toolbox when he's on his game and not fucking around. So, and he looks locked in right now. So I think it's going to be Robesi.
He gonna look like he gonna have a Gabriel Flores Jr. performance. And it'll be entertaining, so I'm down. I'm here for it. I'm down.
And and the truth, that's what I think is actually going to happen. I think Ramirez will have a four, and I think Nova will actually win by decision. I honestly think Nova may actually punish Ramirez in this fight. I there's that feeling. I mean, he'll make it. I mean, he'll put it early, but I just think he'll fade against him. I wonder if this is a 12-round fight, or if it's 10 or 12. If it's 12, then
I think it's 12. I think it's 12.
Oh, then that makes it. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, Ramirez, I think has he been? I think Robesi's been in 10-round fights before. Or at least by now he has. Yeah, he has. Yeah, but yeah, I just think at this point I think it's a risky fight. But I think Nova will probably will win this fight, and he'll end up beating Ramirez's ass at the end. Like it might be brutal. Damn. So I'm gonna go with Nova with the decision on this one.
Ooh, damn! Like y'all picking you. Well, I say you picking the underdog on this one.
Yeah.
Ramirez gonna box his cat, but he gonna.
It's 10 rounds. I just looked. It's 10 rounds. I just looked.
Oh, so if it's 10, then Ramirez is winning. He might just got like one of those close performances, and they give it to him. But he'll have his moments, and then he'll have his unmoments.
Moments.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing now. There's a lot of unmoments. Like you wish it wasn't a moment, but it just is.
Right.
Like this last weekend, Berlega had a whole unmoment fight.
Right. So yeah, this will be excellent. And then also too, I think the prelim on the card, we'll have Bruce Shushu Carrington, Jahi Tucker, and Troy Isley on there. Like I said, I mean, Top Rank. I mean, like Top Rank. It's Top Rank and Eddie. They always get like the actual top amateur talent. And obviously, I definitely want to see more of Bruce Shushu Carrington too. So this is a good. So I'll be looking through the undercard, the prelims, as seeing the fades occur. And I guess there's like two members of the Irish national team that Bob signed that are going to be making their debuts or something on there, their U.S. debuts. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, it should be interesting to watch. I mean, I doubt that the prelim card will have like 50-50 fights. I mean, else if they do, then the matchmakers clearly.
Yeah, you're asking for too much there, Pat.
Yeah, I know, right?
Be happy with what we got already. Don't be greedy.
Right.
Yeah, motherfuckers is getting greedy because this year of boxing been so good. So niggas is like, alright, you know what? I could get a fried cheesecake and oxtail gravy sub sandwich. I could get a fucking pulled brisket sub, or like niggas want some extra shit.
Right.
I could get I could put caviar on a turkey dog or some shit. Like I don't know. Like y'all niggas want exotic shit this year. Like we getting a good year.
Yeah, we are. So I shouldn't complain. At least Top Rank, at least a main event and a co-main that's both equally that's good on paper.
Equally interesting. Like
yeah, exactly. So
And please, boxing gods, please, can we have a fight card that just moves? Not none of this damn PBS telethon shit. You know, donate $15 if you want to see the undercard type of fights. Like, please, like y'all ruining. Like, this the only fight we got this card this week, right?
Yeah, the only one, because the other one got postponed because of a quote unquote back injury.
That card was doomed from the beginning, man.
Yeah, it was. Like,
there's just too much fuckery bullshit. We never wanted the opponent. It was just better not to happen. Honestly, that shit need to turn into White Wallin, and we end up with Charlo Munguia.
Right. Yeah, I mean that
take that fight off the record. Pay this man some money and just say, look, man, we'll get you on the co-main or something, and just give us something better, because that wasn't it.
Yeah, it wasn't. And then obviously, a back injury is a timely thing, but if you look at like the seat map for the shit, like there was 100 levels that were still available within the week of this fight, and usually them shits are usually gone, or like 90% gone. Even for some shit, even for that, no one was looking forward to this fight. Like it was getting trashed. LB was spending a lot of time, defending that shit, and it was in Espinoza too, but after all the shit that's been announced, no one wanted to hear about no damn Charlo Selecki fight. No one.
And then y'all shit on Andre, but then y'all fighting the dude, his leftovers from damn a year or two ago.
Yeah, and I was there for that fight. Yeah, and Andre didn't lose a minute in that fight, not even a second.
You feel me? So it's like, y'all gotta get this shit right. And shout out to Andre, because he been speaking his mind on shit. Because with the whole, I seen the interview with the whole. Canelo said, I'm a horrible fighter, but you just lost to Bivol, who's a basic ass fighter, and which is true.
Yeah.
Like, but motherfuckers try to make it into like, well, Bivol will beat you too. First of all, we don't know that. And second of all, who cares? Because he beat Canelo already, motherfucker. Who cares? Like,
right?
Y'all keep trying to make it to something else, like. So damn, if Canelo losing to a basic fighter, who's to say he wouldn't lose to a horrible fighter?
Right.
His words, right?
Exactly.
Well, y'all cut that bullshit out.
Yeah. So yeah, they said it's gonna be risky. I feel sorry because the undercard was actually pretty decent, but no one wanted to see Juneteenth because the last time this nigga fought on Juneteenth, which was the last time this nigga fought anyways. He was
getting the Berlanga hiccups.
Dude was getting. Dude won, won up to maybe 10 or all the rounds, depending on how you look at it. But he was getting rocked way too many times by this dude that was not on his level.
If the fight was an 8-rounder, he would have looked perfect. That's all we saying.
Right.
But the fight was a 12-rounder, and the last 4 rounds. He made a shutout, a domination turn into a fight of the year. Right,
yeah. Because Montiel found a second win and was lighting dude up with heavy back combos. And if someone like Jamal Charlo shouldn't be getting hit with no damn heavy back combo. That's not how it's supposed to work. He lost the event because no one was happy about it. His own brother was giving him the niggas.
And people always remember the last couple rounds from the fight. There's a reason why motherfuckers couldn't shut up about Linares wobbling Haney.
Right.
It happened at the end.
Yeah.
When that shit happened early, you could overcome it, and then people will just always be like, well, but what happened after that? He beat his ass, right? Like with Floyd and Shane. Like, no matter what you say about that shit, if Shane almost knocked him out, you could always be like, well, Floyd done turned that shit around by the last minute of the round, or and Shane ain't touched this dude again for 8 more rounds or whatever.
Right.
But when that shit happens late, you always gonna be on some. Well, damn! If he had another minute, he probably knocked this motherfucker out. Oh, he had him hurt. He died.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't be doing that shit at the end.
Right. Exactly. So it'll be postponed. For another weekend or so, but yeah, it's the only fight card this weekend, and that's perfect.
And it's Saturday, but what time? Like, is it like 8, 10? Cause then notice it's top rank. You know, do we got to take a nap?
Let's see. I mean, we get all the fucking top rank emails in the email. You think one would actually have the actual time on it
and a credential?
Facts.
Niggas sending us their damn grocery list. Like, motherfuckers send their credentials. Shit.
This really don't have no damn time on these shits, on these press releases.
Oh, these motherfuckers gonna post the time like.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, here we go. It's the main card starts at 10.
These bashing these 10 o'clock, but there's only those 2 fights, right?
Only those 2 fights, yeah, and then.
But look, boxing to be over by 12:30 with these motherfuckers, and it's just 2 fights. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
God damn it! See, if that shit started at 8 or 9, fuck it, never mind. Jeez. And we getting boxing, folks. We getting high level boxing this weekend, so I ain't gonna complain.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, but like I said, if there was, I'd rather have that than no boxing, of course. You know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of done with the toaster leave-ins.
Exactly.
I need like a real championship fight now, like where 2 people earned it, and you know they about to see who's the best one. Like. Right,
and then after that one, yeah, we'll top 15 list will definitely have to be made, because like I said, that's probably the last big fight for now that can actually shake up how we perceive pound for pound.
Yeah, significant fight. Like,
significant.
Don't get me wrong, Bam Bam and Sorisa, that's a good fight, but it's not. I don't think it's gonna make moves.
Right. I mean, if Bam wins, great, but I won't put him for pound just yet. He's gonna have
He'd probably make top 20. He'd be like number 19 or some shit.
Yeah, like he'd have to either beat Estrada or Chocolatito to get that type of look.
If he was the KO Soren Visa, I don't know now. Like,
then Eddie will probably push that dude to the moon. Like,
Because I put knockouts highly. Like, when you knocking motherfuckers out, like, that's pound for pound shit. Like, I'll never forget when Roy Jones said the whole, like, a lot of fighters not really pound for pound. He's like, pound for pound, he's like, you should be able to do everything. Fight southpaw, fucking pressure, box, knockout, everything, fight.
Soren Visa got pound for pound looks when he KO'd Chocolatito the second time, so it's... in the second fight. So yeah, So you do have something with in terms of how people perceive knockouts in terms of how they're ranked status wise.
Speaking of Roy Jones, I gotta say Vladimir Klitschko. That was the most classless shit I've ever seen a legendary boxer do.
You a fuck boy for that, Vlad.
That goddamn video message for the International Boxing Hall of Fame today.
Right.
I don't know who hyped you up to do that shit. Yeah, that wasn't a good look.
Yeah, knowing perfectly well this dude was already tied up with Russia since the days you were actually in your middle of your title reign. So I don't know what the problem is. Like, dude had been in with Russia for a long period. It wasn't like he did it
and fought over there, trained their fighters. He was really on some dual citizenship. Like, you think this man is worried about politics and this shit? Like, look, like, yeah, people's heart is out for you in your country, but like, when you do shit like this, you make people not want to fuck with you at all.
Right.
No one wants to be forced in this shit. No one wants to be dragged in some shit, especially during a moment when that's a moment they look forward to their whole life.
Could have easily done this privately, email, phone, like find a way to get in contact with him, do this privately, not this bullshit during the Hall of Fame.
And
Come
not
on.
This weekend. Like, this shit could have waited last weekend. The wait after. Like, I hate when people try to put big news or some significant shit and try to hit you on a day or a weekend or a week where it's your week, you're doing some shit. Like if you're trying to give niggas a bad message or bad news on the week of their wedding, week of their birthday, the week of their any type of celebratory shit, then yeah, you probably an asshole and a fuck nigga for that. Right. Like, I don't know why people do it. Like timing It's someone who could time his punches so well. You time your fucking mouth, yo. Like, cause I don't know who this shit was not a good idea. Like we liked you better when you weren't speaking. Like,
right.
Vitaly.
My point exactly. See, my point exactly.
Yeah. but that's the thing. Even Klitschko, he used to speak, but it's just like I don't know. This shit crazy. He's speaking too much.
Yeah.
He used to be kind of goofy before. Whenever he would open his mouth, like he'd be kind of a goofball. You should have just stayed goofy, because now you really look like a fucking goofy, and not in a good way.
Right.
Yeah. See how Vitaly, he made what y'all look doing kind of hard, like kind of cool about it. Like he had it on some like he just mean mugging cameras. He's like, yeah, I killed 4 bodies today. Yeah. Blew up this motherfucker. Yeah. Oh, what, you want some? Like different vibe. You know, he knows, like, look, if y'all not on my side, it's cool. This ain't your battle. I gotta do what I gotta do. Vlad, you want some, like, We Is the World. You want to get all the 80s singers to get in the studio with you. Like, like that's not happening. Like, do you know how much Americans are going through with this shit, with this fucking war y'all niggas is going through? Like, right. do you have no idea? Yes. Yeah, and people can say, oh, but y'all not getting bombed out, this, that. Motherfucker, but we still getting the reverberations from this shit. The repercussions, the aftershocks. Like, hey, Roy Jones ain't got shit to do with your fucking war, man. Motherfuckers trying to make a living. He, like you act like he was training motherfucker. No, never mind. But still, even if he was, like, the fuck? Like, he ain't over there now, shit. Because I was going to say, you are like he was training people to be better fighters to go against y'all. Then I'm like, wait, hold on. Somebody might have been in a Roy Jones session and he picked up a gun now. But that's beyond the point. Right. That happened years ago. Like, and just picking this damn weekend where he's going to be honored. And, you know, yeah, you couldn't make it. But, nigga, that's not his fault. Mm-hmm. God damn. Like, why y'all fighting a war y'all motherfuckers know y'all ain't suited for it? Like, the fuck? Like, that's what it comes down to. Shit. I'm just being brutally honest, because everybody's thinking this. How much fucking money, goddamn, the country got to send to Ukraine? Like, are you gonna shit on one of our boxers? Like, motherfucker. A black man? Yeah, nah, nigga, get this work.
Yeah, lock tone deaf shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, like tone deaf. Like, you asking for someone to pick a side whose country ain't even on his side.
Right.
Dude, if Roy Jones wasn't Roy Jones, who's to say he'd be alive right now?
Right.
You know what the racism motherfuckers got to deal with? Now we got to deal with racism in your country and shit that's like, motherfucker, stop. Black people ain't the goddamn saviors of the world. Stop looking for us to be that. Y'all want us to be the saviors of the world? Then save us, goddammit. Help us get reparations. Help us get fucking just laws. Help us get these cops and judges off our back. Help us get better school systems. Help us get more financial backings for shit. Like, help us. But until then, we can't do shit. We can't be the fucking help that y'all want us to be. God damn. Yeah. Every time something go on, motherfuckers be like, all right, so get some niggas with some damn cardboard cutouts. We gonna need a picket. We gonna need some picket signs. We gonna need some. Get Black Lives Matter. Get this nigga. Oh, what rapper y'all got available? Okay, yeah, this nigga send. Like, no, cut this shit out. Like, god damn, y'all motherfuckers tone deaf. Like, he would have. Like, honestly, Vlad would have did more if he would have congratulated Roy and said, "Look, I would love to be there, but due to the nature of the conflict in my country, I just want to send this message and say, hey, y'all, or I appreciate the honor, this, that." People would have been like, oh my God, like, that shit would have been retweeted 1,000 times. Like, people would have loved them for that. Like, they would have so much respect. But to take the time out to film a video in the bushes, and yeah, I'm surprised motherfuckers been shooting at your ass. Like, it's that serious, right? Like, god damn, like, that was tone deaf as fuck. Like, that's it. I just had to say that though. Like, this live wasn't gonna go off until I spoke on that bullshit. Oh, and shout out to Pilot for damn who put that in the chat? Was that King P or
yeah, I did. I put that in the chat.
Oh, well, shout out to that nigga anyway, because he commented on it. But yeah, shout out to King P for putting that shit in there.
Word, man.
Cause these motherfuckers, god damn.
Yeah, and truly, there's no way to really follow up with that for this podcast. So yeah, I think that would be a perfect spot to end our cast outside. Now, was that your final thought, LB?
Nah, I'll come back for that. Y'all niggas go.
Cool. All right, Pete,
that was my final thought on Vlad and this whole shit.
Right. Hey, Pete, what about you, bro? Final thoughts?
We had a very midweek of boxing. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know, some low lights, some mid lights, and now we can just, hopefully next week we got some good bombs away, some real fights that we're happy about, not quality mids, upper echelon. So glad this weekend is over with that. But I did want to congratulate all the people that made all the fighters that made the Hall of Fame. There's way too many. Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones, Vladimir Klitschko, Shane Mosley, Andre Ward, Miguel Cotto, James Toney, Layla Ali, Juan Manuel Marquez. Even though you were, and exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was like they did 3 different like years all in one. It's like the who's who. Like, what the hell? But you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to all of them very deserving.
And Wolf, Holly Holm.
Yep, all of them. So I'm happy for all of them. All of them deserve their flowers. It's great. So shout out to all of them. And just shout out to everybody rocking with Ring Gang. You know what I'm saying? We got some more stuff coming along the way. So, keep rocking with us and we got you. You know where to find us at ringgangradio.com, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the vibes. So it is what it is.
For myself, like I said, it was mid. Everything was mid with the exception of the one fight that I mentioned on the Eddie DAZN card, which I said you need to catch. Kawaguchi versus Bermudez. That's the fight. But yeah, shout out to everyone that's been fucking with us lately. Any new listeners, that fuck with us, but yeah, man, like I said, we always got some shit for you in store, man. Cartoon is almost finished. The new fucking Fades article is almost finished. So yeah, man, just can't wait for this these next 2 weekends coming up for boxing. It's gonna be spectacular. I can't wait. Man, other than that, like I said, keep fucking with us. Especially go to everything, but especially our YouTube and our webpage. YouTube, hit the like, hit that subscribe, tell your friends to do the same, and we can all be friends because we do this shit for y'all. So yeah, man, plenty of more in store. As we progress through this, the summer and this so far wonderful year of boxing. LB, what about you?
Oh man, just ditto everything they said. World is a Op coming soon. Episode 4 anime of the Ring Gang animated series coming soon. Me and Prolific putting the finishing touches on that now. We trying to make that finale battle extravagant. Got niggas fighting in the sky. We might have niggas fighting in outer space now too. Like, fuck it. If we gonna make y'all wait for some real shit, we gonna make y'all wait for some real shit. So we up in the alley. Niggas doing some fire shit. The intro's already out. Might change up the song on the intro, but the visuals will stay the same. But that's out. When I mean change it up, when we put out the official episode, we'll have the intro. Everything will be there. Some real high level production, all in house. Y'all can always donate if y'all want at ringgangradio.com. Hit the little donate button, show love.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the day, we still making moves, and we just gonna do what we do, no matter what. Got some more fire artwork on the way. I got that Devin Haney undisputed shit.
Yes, sir.
Gotta color that. It might give y'all a little sneak peek later, but that shit's looking fire. I had to make it extra dope. You know what I mean? Got some more Pink Tyson artwork. Shout out to her. And she showed a lot of love, so
she did.
Definitely gotta represent. But other than that, man, just keep rocking with us. Been kind of slow on the TikTok. Gonna jump back on that. Training videos, all of that shit. More fire, just more everything, man. Just rock with it. Just stay tuned.
Yes, sir. So yeah, for myself, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, for LB Shuttleworth, the God, the GOAT artist, and for King P, Bodega P, this has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.